looks like we are live, but I need to actually get the chat running on my end. And yeah, it looks like we are indeed live. Hello, Spectra. Y'all are about to witness the best third-party game on the N64. I will do the honor of narrating these as Professor Pac.
In Pac-Land, many lands have been powered and sustained by the four magical gems of virtue. They are located in the last four enchanted lands, which are rumored to have wonders that are legendary. Each of these areas has been forever separated from the rest of Pac-Land by mysterious force fields. I have learned that dark forces are planning to steal the gems by using powerful black magic. If this happens, evil will rule all of Pac-Land. They have kidnapped the princess and turned her enchanted palace into the foul castle of haunted Halloween. The princess has not been heard of since.
Yeah, this is Ms. Pac-Man Maze Madness on the N64. Yes, I'm definitely participating in Koopa Week, and I'm definitely excited for tomorrow. But you already know that. So anyways, let's not be around the pack bush. Hello, Guile.
Well, come on in, my dear. I want to show you my latest invention. I call it the Pactrometer. You can travel to the four enchanted wonders of Pac-Land with this. If the four gems of virtue are placed into it, my Pactrometer can also destroy the force field surrounding the enchanted lands. Huh? What the? Oh, whoa! Whoa! She's pulling me in! Save Pac-Land! Go get the gems! Don't let Mesmeralda get them!
So yeah, Professor Pac's been abducted. And well, luckily he's still in the Pactrometer.
You'll be traveling first to Cleopatra. My holograph will help you find the gem of generosity.
Even in its compressed N64 format, I love the Cleopatra song.
Why, it is me, Professor Pac, except it's not really me.
I've been documenting all the errors that come up whenever I play this game on an emulator. And one of the most egregious ones is the fact that on one emulator, the pack dots don't even show up. You know, the main collectible in this game. The idea of a Pac-Man Maze Madness is as bad a retcon as a specific other one involving 7 reptiles. Yeah, unlike said retcon, the overwhelming majority is against the idea of Pac-Man, and understandable, and rightfully so. And that's the thing, Guile. That's why the Game Boy Advance version is pretty bad, apart from every other issue it has. It doesn't even have this song. Yeah, I'm skipping Professor Pack's dialogue here because I've already played this game multiple times. Hello, Pac Beacon. Then there's this area, which is exclusive to the N64 version. Yeah, that's the Party Crashers meme that revolves around this game. The actual life voice. In the Dreamcast version, that voice is instead "Yeah, cool," while on PS1 it alternates between like a bunch of different voices. But the quote-unquote Vernius "yeah" is the one that they chose for the N64. Honestly, the actual life voice could make a good Twitch notification sound. The most glaring difference of the N64 version is something I'll actually reveal in the strategy guide that I have. First, I got Inky and Clyde here. Okay, here's the strategy guide. Okay, so I got to the proper level. Okay, here's the page for the level for the regions revisited. Professor Pack says, "No, none of the following extra levels are available in the Nintendo 64 version." So yeah, the levels Sandwich, Boulder Over, Out to Launch, and Bats a Rap are all absent from the N64 version. Probably because it was on a cartridge. So, in general, if someone wants the full experience, I'd recommend the PS1 version, though the Dreamcast version is also a good alternative. And yes, I also recommend the N64 version, mostly for the novelty, but yeah, it's infinitely better than the Game Boy Advance version because that game was bad. I will also say the N64 version has better graphics than the PS1 version. But that's something every N64 game can say about themselves. Even the ones that were just... even the ones that were basically just PS1 games slapped on the N64, like Mega Man Legends, I believe. Basically all the Capcom games except Magical Tetris Challenge. Oh, hey, Nick. Okay, I can't save because I have a Rumble Pack. Wait, I should probably do the time trial. I've gotten good at these. Come on, random door, don't fail me now. Yeah, the strategy guide says that door closes randomly. So I'm just taking its word. There we go, I got the golden clock. Okay, the thing that you finished. Oh, the Koopa Beat, the tribute. Cool. But yeah, Game Boy Advance should have been the easiest one to port compared to Pac-Man World, but full fat manages to always fall flat. Anyways, now for Mummy Dearest.
That's a TNT crate.
Does it let you control Miss Pac-Man with the D-pad? Well, you can use the stick, and you can use the D-pad. I prefer using the D-pad because, yeah, the control stick can get kind of uncomfortable after a while. I wonder if there's an arcade joystick for the N64. Because I know there's one for the PlayStation. Come on out of there, Pinky. Oh, the Arcade Shark 64. Cool. I wonder how well it'll work with this game and Namco Museum. And the only N64 games that I have that only use the D-pad I believe they are. From the top of my head, I can only think of Kirby and the Crystal Shards and Pokemon Stadium 2. Yeah, AtGames' main partner decided to part ways with them. And thank God, who would want to work alongside a company that can't even get Toy Story to run on their Genesis hardware? Then again, nearly every N64 emulator that I've played Maze Madness on, it always freezes. It always freezes at a specific point. Oh, this part. Come on, Centipede. Or Millipede, whatever the hell you are. If that game shutting down does lead to Namco getting the full royalty rights to Ms. Pac-Man again, then that would be quite heavenly.
Look, a flying carpet! I did invent a magic carpet vacuum cleaner, but it made noise and scared the carpets away.
I love these throwaway comments Professor Pack says. Ah, hello, Miss Pack herself. I mean, in theory, it probably took place during the events of World 2, but that would imply Professor Pack is being Professor Pack was being abducted, because that's what happens in this game. But lo and behold, he is completely present in World 2. Though he does share the same voice actor he did in Maze Madness, which is Terry McGovern of Launchpad McQuack fame. Come on. Where's Blinky or Inky, whatever the ghost was? I think it was Inky, but it might have been Blinky. Oh wait, it was Pinky. Just wait for her and Clyde to come over here. You thought it was Inky or Blinky? Too bad it was Pinky. Sue isn't even in this game, outside the classic mode. Yeah, Frank Totoro is doing a good job as Professor Pack. And Chomp Chomp. Speaking of, I wish Chomp Chomp was playable in the multiplayer mode. He would have been my undisputed main. Instead we got Puka. Bro thinks he's part of the team. Also, when I told Snoop Lax about Puka being playable in this game, he was in shock. Because he grew up with the multiplayer of this game. I mean, yeah, it's probably the same Puka in it's probably the same Puka as the one from World 1, but I can still prefer Chomp Chomp. Sourpuss got renamed before Chomp Chomp did. Yeah, yeah, it is a shame that Repack didn't have the blooper reel. In fact, listening to the music and watching its general structure, the bloopers in Pac-Man World specifically remind me of A Bug's Life. Yeah, I think that's why I prefer Pac-Man World 1 over Repack, because it just has a lot more personality. Anyways, stepping on the switches in the correct order. I know this game like the back of my head, so yeah. Well, got Clyde again. Not anymore. Yeah, Vanilla, I got to playing Maze Madness 64 after you got the PS2, and soon Maze Madness on PS1. Oh wait, I forgot you can't push it down there. They thought of everything. Anyways. Yeah, that well done voice clip is the only other narration voice you hear in this version. Oh wait, I forgot the time trial. That's gonna be a thing, isn't it? Ah, that wasn't meant to. I didn't mean for that to happen. could just wait for that. There we go. I love doing that. But as I've said time and time again, I prefer a new game over Pac-Man World 3 repack. I even said this around the time. I even said this before World 2 came out. World 2 repack came out. Yeah, I should have gotten that clock, but the centipede more than made up for it. Oh, great! This part. The World Mummy is a real pain already. You had to be in the way, huh? Come on. There you are. I suggest eating the Anubis immediately. Because yeah, his spell is really dangerous during a time trial. Okay, I've unlocked Puka. Okay, now it's time for Temple of Dots. And the first level where I can get all the completionist stars in one. let me catch up on the chat. Okay, yeah, it's not every day that a Western developed game gets remade by a Japanese studio. And then there's mentions of all the midway characters. We still miss them dearly. And yet Professor Pack survives. Okay, Inky and Pinky are here. Huh. I like how the power pellet clips through the geometry when you zoom in the camera. Okay, now to get back to where I was before. Okay, now for an exploit that I'm not sure if it's in the PS1 and Dreamcast versions, but it is in the N64 version. Come on, Nikki. And now I have to go back to where the other ghost monsters were. Yeah, normally that heart shows up when there's three ghosts in a maze and you eat all of them, and the extra life appears when that happens with 4 ghosts in the maze. But the game didn't expect me to do that. They did expect me to eat this Anubis though. Nowadays, whenever I think of Megamind, I think of that one comment I made referencing the whole Schaeferless dehydration gun rant. That comment being, how would SpongeBob feel if Murray Man used a dehydration gun underwater? Or something along the lines of that. Ah, there's the Anubis. I thought it was on the... if I was on the right side, but Clyde's down there. And my favorite fruit, the pretzel. Come on, Clyde. I'm waiting for you. Oh. Pretzels aren't fruit? Well, they like pretzels anyways. Yes, it is Blinky, but this was made around the time when Namco committed to the Clyde and Blinky era, so I'm calling him Clyde for consistency's sake. Yes, I have heard of DreamWorks making the Cocomelon movie. Remember, this is the same studio that made The Prince of Egypt. Wait, crap, I forgot to use the red key. Guess I had to do the level all over again. Ah, hello, Duckweed. Anubis II gets eaten. Ms. Pac-Man prevented the world from getting a Anubis II on N64. Hey, you could have said the same about Sony in 2017. Ah, hello, Reese. This is why I laugh when this is why I laughed when I say DreamWorks making the Mario movie would have been infinitely better or something like that. Imagine if DreamWorks made the live-action Pac-Man movie. Because, contrary to popular belief, DreamWorks still makes live-action movies. Yeah, hello, Reese. If I highly recommend this game, though. Though it depends on. Though my recommendation of what console you should play it on depends on what console you have. So if you have all of them, I'd say probably either PS1 or Dreamcast might do. N64 is also pretty good, but it lacks a couple of levels that are present in the other versions. But that said, I highly advise against playing the Game Boy Advance version because it is terrible. So yeah, of those, of the consoles you have, Reese, yeah, N64 is the way to go. I'll also note that this game uses a controller pack for saving, so if you don't have that, then you won't be able to save the game. I know the live-action Pac-Man movie is dead and buried. I'm thankful for that, but I can still poke fun at how... I can still poke fun at it. Okay, now to do that exploit from the last play. Okay. Ah. Well, it was either Inky or Pink. Yeah, Inky was... Pinky was too far away from me. Yeah. Though if you plan on getting a PS2 before then, yeah, I'd recommend getting Maze Madness on PS1. Oh, and while you're at it, also Pac-Man World on PS1 because that game's amazing. Honestly, I think nearly every third-party N64 game I've played uses a controller pack for saving. Surprisingly, it's not that uncommon, but that's partially because the PS1 was out at the time and it used memory cards. Okay, now to actually focus here. Okay, eat Anubis the second, because this is the second time I've seen this Anubis. Oh wait, Clyde's down there, I forgot. Ah. Now I gotta eat him again. Welcome back, Spectra. Subjectively fan of Yoshi, I'd say like an 11, but realistically I'd say probably an 8 or a 9. Come on, Clyde. I'm waiting for you. No, I'm not. Yeah, earlier this year, everyone was praising how Mauser was alive, but nope, he was always dead. They just reanimated his corpse. Alright, I got the blue key. Now I have no reason to worry. Now to get the apple. The one apple... Surprisingly, these apples aren't poisoned by Mesmeralda. Yeah, the world mummies are the worst when it comes to time trials. Oh god, I realized that I had to play the time trial for this. Oh, great! Now that I mentioned DreamWorks for the live-action Pac-Man movie, I can't stop thinking about I don't know what this. Sonic Wonders of the World. How can I forget its name? Come on. Let me get up to you, Blinky. Oh, and then there's these doors. They're also a pretty big pain when it comes to time trials. How can I forget that thought? There you get Pinky over there. See if Blinky's down there. Which he probably is.
Well done.
You see, that was a carefully crafted reference to Sonic Wonders of the World.
Well done.
That pitch for a Sonic movie was so ridiculous that it wraps around to being fun. So that was one of the gems of virtue. Apparently, the area leading up to that crashes on one emulator. Anyways, I'm not looking forward to this one. Might as well eat you to get it over with. Because, yeah, Anubis is annoying. Sadly, this will be the last time we hear the Cleopatra song. Ah, come on. Damn it, Anubis, you always manage to make things worse. Ignore that clock, it's a trap. Yeah, just wait for the camera to zoom in. That was the... Ah! Come on! I hate you. the camera moving thing was something I learned from that beast. I believe 721 was the numbers after his name. He's the one who did that N64 challenge. And it's going to take him until next year to make his retrospective on Maze Madness. Well, I'm dead. See why I don't like this level, time trial wise? It's called Temple of Dots when there's barely any dots anymore. Honestly, I like the idea of the ghost switch. I just wish it was utilized more. Yeah, I feel you, fan of Yoshi, especially the part where Rosalina says he ruined my dream journal. Temple of Dots, I find it rather lacking. That was so abrupt that it was just funny. Like, I'm not even frustrated, it's just... just Ms. Pac-Man falling to her doom. Were they foreshadowing Ms. Pac-Man being sent to the Shadow Realm the whole time? Says the one saying that Luigi with a mirror in his hand equals foreshadowing of Luigi with a manhole in his hands. I'll never let that quote-unquote comparison go. It happened again! It kind of is, Fan of Yoshi. It's the modern day equivalent of another movie where a dinosaur runs around in New York City. And released on the same year as something Mario related. This time trial's gonna be the death of me. Yeah, at least the next time trial is the easiest one by far, and one of my personal favorites too. Ah, that was close. I'm considering Mesmeron doesn't appear in Pac-Man Winkle. I'm pretty sure he passed away by then. Actually, he didn't appear in the episode, period. He was only mentioned in it. Okay, now to the Thabeast technique. Or not. I'm that stupid. Or maybe I'm not. Okay. Just in the nick of time. Okay. Now we're finally out of Cleopatra. Now on to Crystal Caves. The better of the N64 games that have Crystal Caves.
Good luck finding the gem of truth. Wrap up warm and beware a packfoot.
Anyways, as I was saying, this is the better of the two N64 games that feature an arcade game as a bonus, and where one of the collectibles is bananas, and happens to have a level named Crystal Caves. Okay, I could have sworn Pinky was here, but now I'm just seeing Blinky and Clyde. Pinky, where are you? Oh, there you are.
We love you, Packfoot!
That's what you're reminding me of, Duckweed, that one Bigfoot meme from that Bigfoot song from Barnyard. It was a parody of this one Godzilla song. I think, I don't know. I'm not cultured enough on Godzilla. All I know is that the people press a button and then suddenly he appears. Oh yeah, and also Godzuki exists. Hey! Ah, I missed Pinky. And I missed Blinky. But I already ate him. Then again, Reese, you do know that Dimitri is uncultured, right? He doesn't even know who Max Headroom is. Okay, it's this part. Yeah, this does kind of sound like Klonoa music, which is fitting because this released around the same. This released like a couple years after Klonoa. I really want to find a copy of that game, but That's pretty impossible. Hello, Matthew Gaming. And Pinky and Blinky in this one. The rhythm lead from he gave Captain Bluebird the Klonoa hat. Wait, Reese, if you ever do Mario Paint again, can you draw an excited dog as Brian Griffin? Yeah, it's a shame that Maze Madness 2 got canceled. And for the longest time, nobody could understand why. Some assumed that it was because of the quote-unquote saturated market at the time, while others falsely claimed it was because Namco Bandai alleged that nobody cared about Pac-Man anymore. But logically, I think the reason is because the studio behind it shut down. I got the pear. Notice how there's no orange in this game, unlike the original Ms. Pac-Man. It's replaced with a peach.
Well done.
Oh, you already made Rhythm Heaven Family Guy? Wait, where'd the actual life go? It's all the way up there. Yeah, I really love the puzzle elements in this game, and the fact that it's pretty much how it adapts the Pac-Man gameplay into a puzzle platformer is pretty much the highlight of this game. Ah.
Well done.
Oh, the Frogger Adventure games, huh? I have the two Frogger games on PlayStation 1. I streamed Frogger 2 a while ago, and I really loved that game. Okay, here it is, the easiest time trial in the game. Well, good luck with that, Duckweed, because I tried getting Demish to watch the Pac-Man cartoon, and that is easier said than done, to say the least. During my attempts, I was forced to watch Red Ape Family. Yes, really. Okay, I've unlocked Pac Jr. Now it's time for Pac Foodicus Stompicus. I like how most depictions of prehistoric Pac people are square because the wheel hasn't been invented yet. And yet the Hanna-Barbera cartoon is the only one that depicts them as still around. Yes, I was referring to the NFT cartoon, Red Ape Family. And yes, Demish did force me to watch it. And needless to say, Sitting Ducks is a much better show than Red Ape Family. I especially like the character of Aldo. Cool, huh? Even though I skipped Professor Pike's dialogue, I still saw the pun. I think that's the last Professor Pike holograph in the game. I think that was Clyde, because... Wait, no, it was Inky, because I remember this side has Blinky and Inky, and the other side is Pinky and Clyde. Here's another stage where you can just get everything in one go. Another reason to recommend the PS1 version is the fact that it is by far the most common version to find. Even though N64 and Dreamcast are also pretty affordable. I moved away, yet it still hurt me. Come over here, Neanderthal. Pretzel. I guess in that case, Fan Yoshi, if I ever do Adventures of Sonic fan art, the only antagonist I'm gonna primarily draw is Coconuts. Just to spite Deke again. Cause man, what the hell kind of drunks were they on to think that Cootie Pie deserves worship? And no, I'm not buying the fathers are fed up with their teenage daughters excuse. Ah. I'll have to think about that, Fan Yoshi. Anyways, this part's pretty annoying in time trials, which I'm gonna have to experience firsthand immediately after.
Well done.
Yeah, also when you get a star, you temporarily have invincibility frames. Well, if I get more high scores, I don't know, you get more, Okay, now I should really focus here. You probably get more, multiplayer maps. Yacht Club hates Ms. Pac-Man for a dumb reason. Let me hear it, Eustace. Okay, I still remember that. They use her as a point of reference for female skins in Shovel Knight because they think putting bow on a male character is reductive. Even Gee, Eustace, it's almost like they have never seen the Ms. Pac-Man cutscenes. Let alone play this game because Pac-Man is a playable character in the multiplayer mode. Well, I didn't get the clock in this one. You see, to get the clock in each time trial, you have to finish the time trial with 15 seconds or more, and that actually unlocks stuff. Yet, despite this, it's not counted for 100% completion, which I don't know why. Yeah, I will not accept Ms. Pac-Man being used as a scapegoat there. There we go. Yeah, can you tell that this part's pretty annoying in time trials? Now, what do they do about Pac-Mom in this case? 4 more clocks unlocks a secret. Anyways, now it's on to Freezer Burn. Probably my least favorite level in the game because of how long it is. And one I'm not going to do the time trial of until I get the witch key. Because with the witch key, you can actually do like a shortcut. Which is one that I found, I found a shortcut for it, and I believe, creature feature. Yeah, that level. It's not only annoying in time trial, but it's also destroying my TV. Ah. Well, that's just the N64 hardware. Ah. Welcome back, Nick. They had to give the longest level the witch key treatment. I don't know what's up with this. I don't know what's up with Maze Madness 64. I still like it a lot for the novelty factor, but I will say I do prefer. I do recommend playing it on real hardware more than emulator because of because of the many issues I found with Maze Madness on emulator. Yeah, how many pack dots is it? Okay, 130. But and I'm pretty sure I need like 200 minimum, so might as well eat some more here. Yeah, I wondered that too, considering the issues, considering its issues on emulator are consistent across all, are consistent across a lot of the ones that I've played. It definitely is better than Shadow Labyrinth. The game looks like a mobile ad. Believe it or not, the person who likes the Pac-Man cartoon by Hanna-Barbera actually has standards. Okay, this is the part where I can get 200 pack dots. And get flattened. Miss Pancake, May's flatness. What am I doing with my life? I mean, besides playing in the main. Because, I mean, besides playing a great game, what am I doing with my life? Making bad puns. That's, then again, something everybody does, yet they're scared of admitting. Anyways, we got the gem of truth. Hello, Salman Fetty. Yeah, considering how horrible the 40th was, yeah. Yeah, if anything, Shadow Labyrinth is the Shadow Labyrinth's the reductive one, not Ms. Pac-Man. Anyways.
The gem of wisdom lies somewhere within Pac-Ping Harbor.
Pretty long reveal, huh, Professor Pac? Anyways, this is this is the world with my favorite enemy in the game, but this isn't the level that introduces him. I have played Pac-Man Pinball Advanced, but it was on like an emulator or something. Oh, I forgot Professor Pac was in this level. Ah. Pac-Man Harbor is probably one of my favorite worlds in this game, along with Crystal Caves. Half-Life Pac-Man? I have Half-Life 2, I just need to get around to playing it. To answer your question, Quarter Muncher, no, it does not. You see, Namco's middle name at the time was Compression, and they loved compressing CD audio on PlayStation, on N64, and especially on Game Boy Advance. The N64 soundtrack for Toy Story 2 gets a lot of flack, but it could have been far worse. In fact, I have my reasons of preferring the N64 version of Toy Story 2. But even then, I still see the merit of the PlayStation version of the game. Unlike the Game Boy Color version, because it doesn't even have the impressive story cutscenes like A Bug's Life does. To quote Inky, regarding Shadow Labyrinth, to quote Inky, they look just like Pac-Man, only they don't taste as good as he does. Which is ironic because yeah, it just looked, yeah, the Pac-Man almost just looked slapped onto it. Wait, what if Shadow Labyrinth was just the Shadow version of Sonic Labyrinth? Eustace, you do not want to know what I think the animations in Shadow Labyrinth look like, because yeah. All you need to know is that it involves the father of Roy. I'm not gonna elaborate any further. Shadow Labyrinth Zone. Funny you mentioned Labyrinth Zone because recently I've been thinking of the Labyrinth Zone theme from Sonic on the Master System. Yeah, I actually really like that that song from Sonic 1. I wish that was the Labyrinth Zone we got in the Genesis version. Apparently, I heard that Shadow Labyrinth on Switch 2 runs worse. I don't know how that's even possible. This has just become the Shadow Labyrinth slander session, huh? But not the Your guess is as good as mine, Eustace! Anyways, let's chatter about slop. Let's talk about Maze Madness some more. Or any of the actually good Pac-Man games. I'm really excited to play the next Pac-Man levels because yeah, Baby Dragon is Baby Dragon, my beloved. For a second, I thought Blinky just disappeared, but no, he was just there. Hello, Nintendo TV. Ah, there's Blinky. Huh. I always play the levels in Pac-Man World in order. Well, Nick, let me. Here it is. I have the PS1 version for a reason, because yeah, Ms. Pac-Man supports a nonprofit breast cancer awareness. Yeah, after playing Pac-Man World 2 repack, it's kind of hard to go back to the Pac-Man World 1 repack, which is something that I can't say about the original games because of how different they feel. Though, in Repack's case, World 1 Repack feels a bit antiquated in comparison to World 2 Repack. I was about to question how Blinky was in 2 mazes at once, but then I remembered in the PS1 version in Sandwich there's a maze with multiple Clydes. Oh, and with the antiquated feeling, this is especially apparent with the cutscenes and the voiceovers, because yeah, I cannot imagine the Klonoa-esque gibberish with Pac-Man anymore.
Well done.
We got the banana.
If I offered you, say, a banana, would you put me down?
I don't mind the voices in a vacuum, but compared to the actual dialogue in Repack 2, yeah, it kind of comes short. It kind of falls a bit short. All that trouble and I forgot the key. Okay, I could have sworn it was, okay, maybe it was, up here. Or maybe it was in that other maze, I don't know. Oh, it was up here. I was just too eager to get Blinky. Oh, I love the gibberish in Pac-Man 2, if that's what you're referring to. In fact, back when I made sprite videos, that was the voice I used for Pac-Man. Ah, yes, the same game with such classic characters as Bulldog and Velcro.
Yeah.
I love the Pac-Man 2 incidental names. I swear to God. Gizmo the Attack Cat! That's one of my favorites. Although I think my favorite is probably just Velcro. Horace the hot dog vendor. That's probably the most tame one. Yeah. Yeah, Donkey Kong should have his dedicated voice. Anyways, while we're on the topic of Pac-Man, when I got my newer copy of Maze Madness on PS1, this came in the mail alongside it, although it was from a different seller, and it is a collection of model sheets from the Pac-Man cartoon. Some of these haven't been archived, so I'm hoping to get these. I'm hoping to get these scanned someday. But yeah, these aren't episode specific. They just have the general. They just have poses for the general cast, and as well as the season 2 characters Super Pac and PJ. So let me just put it back where it was before. This part, which is easier said than done. Because I've hid it in the... I hid it somewhere in the Power Force, and you know Mesmeron, he'll never find the Power Force. Yeah, a majority of the... cutscene time.
What a good little witch's helper. She's collecting the 4 gems for me. When the gems are placed into my crystal ball, I'll be able to rule Pac-Land.
Yeah, as I was saying, a majority of the model sheets have been archived, but some of them haven't, and I'm hoping to find a way to get them scanned. Also, I got them for... I got the model sheets for like $25. It was an empty auction too. I think the seller also sold other Hanna-Barbera model sheets. That was how Hanna-Barbera got to upload all those Pound Puppies sheets. Yeah, I remember mentioning that in, I believe, the Donkey Kong Country 3 stream with the Super NES mouse potentially being used for Pac-Man 2. That would have been pretty genius. Ah, I put them in the wrong places. Oh wait. Forgot to do the time trials for the prior level, but what can you do? Oh, I don't know if I mentioned this in the previous level, but I hate the firecracker enemies. Like, a lot. They have costed me so many time trial attempts. On top of that, they look like Hey, that's the quote-unquote speedrun skip that you can only do in the PS1 N64 versions. I tried it on Dreamcast and it doesn't work. Anyways, as I was saying, you want to know what the firecrackers look like? You right, go buy and see me, man. Anyways, here's my beloved baby dragon. Sadly, you don't get to see his amazing 3D render in this version because there are no load screens. I'm the winner, man, for ruining your time. No one's a winner, man, here. Yeah, at least with this level, the time trial, you can just use this maze. You just use this warp tunnel. I got all 4 ghost monsters here. Why does Ghostly Adventures get a Japanese dub but not Repack 2 or Snack Breaks? Yeah. Your guess is as good as mine, unfortunately. I think Ghostly Adventures is like the only Pac-Man production that had a Japanese dub. Because not even the Hanna-Barbera show got that. In fact, Namco, when developing Pac-Land, they had to use the original English show as a reference. Okay. We have Blinky. Okay, that actually worked! First try, too. That's nearly impossible to do, from my experience. Okay, now it's time to... I guarantee that that one of the things they used as reference was Pac-Man's running animation in the Pac-Mania shorts. The story with Pac-Land, with that story with Pac-Land kind of reminds me of how Super Mario World was. I mean, I have a feeling that the episode that the short they used for reference was Ghosts Galore, which was the Wile E. Coyote one. As I was saying, it kind of reminds me of how because Super Mario World didn't release at the time outside of Japan, Deke had to use the Japanese version of Super Mario World as reference, which is why we got names like Magnum Bill and a lot of the names are just rough translations like the Star Path. Okay, this one. This is the level that refuses to work on N64 emulator unless you pause a bunch, because I discovered that the reason why it crashes is because of the overabundance of ripple effects in the water. Yes, I did hear about that, Eustace, because of the Children's Television Act at the time. Okay, so how to bypass this issue in on emulators is every once in a while pause the game so all the ripple effects disappear, and you have to do this multiple times when the game ends, because there's just so many ripples that the game crashes. But luckily, this is on real hardware, so I don't have to do such a thing. And I've checked on both the summer cart and the original cartridge. For those of you wondering, this is on the original cartridge. My summer cart is on standby. I guess I want to play crap like Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker. I played a bit of that game, and it is not very good, to say the least. especially coming off the heels of the NES Batman game, because that was actually pretty good from what I played. But yeah, and also this is the only bonus level to appear in the N64 version. I mean, slip sliding away on N64 sounds like a freaking nightmare, but I don't know why they didn't have shock therapy. Regarding slip sliding away, in order to attack, you have to rotate the analog stick. And this is the N64, the Mario Party machine. In fact, I heard that with regarding Banjo-Tooie, the Canary Mary Jiggy in Cloud Cuckoo Land, instead of button mashing, you were originally supposed to rotate the analog stick because of the wind-up toy that Banjo rides in that race, and that looks like, and that was such a horrible idea to begin with, which is why I'm thankful that the finalized game uses button mashing instead, even though it's too much button mashing for my liking. Speaking of Mario Party 1, I recently beat that game. Like, I recently beat it to completion. I got every minigame, I beat all the boards. Yeah. I also beat Minigame Island on stream, but that was years ago. Now it's time for Chomp Krispies, or Rice Chompies, because Pack Crackle Pop. A funny pun. Then we got my baby dragon. I know this is a Witch Key level, but I don't know. I don't remember if it was if any dots were in it. So. Yeah, despite the pun, I don't actually care for Rice Krispies that much. I prefer Frosted Flakes and Cocoa Pebbles. Also, despite the fact that I hadn't hashed around this time, I saw an old commercial. I saw a video long ago, and near the end was a cut-off Captain Crunch commercial where the announcer says, "Captain Crunch, missing since January, has been found." And for a whole decade, I've been wondering what is the story behind this? Why did Captain Crunch leave? And only like a couple of years ago did I realize this was for that crappy PC game that John Tron talked about. So this is my own be sure to drink your Ovaltine moment, despite the fact I never grew up with this. Okay, I have a feeling it's... Yeah, I modeled my Ms. Pac-Man drawing off of this game specifically. For the thumbnail, that is. Also, Ms. Pac is completely confused on what the N64 is because, yeah, Namco at this time really loved the PlayStation. Oh, I think this is an all the dots can be collected level. But I may be misremembering it. Yeah, every third party loved the PlayStation, but Namco was, but both Square and Namco were pretty much the biggest culprits. I remember hearing rumors that Square pleaded Nintendo to move on to discs, but Nintendo's all like, "Lol, no, fuck you," and so they ended up signing with PlayStation. So maybe that's why we never got Pac-Man World on Dreamcast. Apart from the fact that it was a bit too early for it. North America wise. Which, yeah, this version of Maze Madness, as well as the Dreamcast version, were only released in North America. Yeah, and then Nintendo still hated discs even during the GameCube era, to the point where they made a more powerful console than the PS2, yet they purposefully made it underpowered because of small discs. Yeah, we did get World 2 on GameCube, which I'd argue is the best version of World 2, from what I've heard anyways. Yeah, Nintendo's stubbornness knows no bounds. Just, even in hardware. Also, here's something you can't do in the Game Boy Advance version. You cannot kill enemies with rockets on GBA. In fact, I don't think the rocket launcher even looks like this on GBA. You're supposed to do this button puzzle, but you could easily just waltz up there and intent to hit, because this game gives you so much health, which was probably the only thing that the Game Boy Advance version fixed, the exploit of that. Come on, Clyde, down here. Oh yeah, also Baby Dragon's breath is an insta-death. Hey! I am that stupid. Bad dragging. You're getting a timeout. And these damn firecrackers always rear their ugly heads. Okay, this is an all dots clear level. Ah, damn it. I missed one. Oh well. I'm too far in. I already got the gem of wisdom, I think. Okay, next is Haunted Halloween.
This is where the evil Mesmeralda and her hideous creatures live. Find the Gem of Courage to finally work the Pactrometer.
Fun fact, these enemies are called Hellhounds. And yeah, in the N64 and Dreamcast versions, then Hellhounds and Saber Packs sound the exact same. So they both just sound like dogs. Also, this is one of the easier levels to I'd say it's one of the easier levels, but there's a hellhound guarding the. There's a hellhound guarding the golden clock. Okay, let's see. Ah. Yeah, you can tell some songs are better looped than others. Pac-Man, Carver, and Cleopatra are some of the better examples, while songs like this and Crystal Caves are just awkwardly spliced together because, yeah, they could have used the objectively better Haunted Halloween song, but no. The Pac-Man platforming flash games. I only played some of the maze-based flash games. Unless you count All I Want to Do Is Dance, which was a promotional World 2 flash game. And I remember it being alright. It's a pretty good source for PMW era Pac-Man renders. If you're planning on just using them for like low-res photoshops like I did. Well, the thing is, I got into Pac-Man long after I got out of Flash games. Okay, I got the second key. Ah, there's the power pill. Okay, so there's this area. What? That funky looking thing? I thought it was one of them fancy bisexual art pieces. Classic. I saw an Instagram post that was that, it was that weird, Pac-Man toy that, Frank Todaro, happened to own. And someone was, referencing that, and someone was referencing that, Power Pill video, and yeah, that quote that I said was my exact response. Probably because that's probably my favorite quote in the video. Good thing it's, 3. Yeah, just Pinky, Inky, and Blinky. No sign of Clyde because apparently he's too good for this. Either that or Clyde's just, Clyde's still waiting for, his, Clyde is still building his Robo-Mech from World 2. The sad thing is, Nick, I have no way of playing Pac-Man versus online. Despite the fact that is the perfect game for and is pretty much the perfect idea for an online game. Hell, I actually, it is probably my most wanted game for GameCube online because they already have Mario Sunshine and Double Dash waiting. And I specifically mentioned Nintendo Online because Nintendo developed that game. That's why Mario narrates the game. Watch out! Pac-Man ate the power pellet! Wait, no! This is a Mr. Pac-Man! And she just got a pair of bananas. Well, I feel like they announced Double Dash, but haven't announced when it'll come out. But I may be wrong because I don't look at I don't obsessively look at game trailers like I did with Pac-Man Museum Plus. Okay. I know these two levels have the legacy of Pac-Man Versus is that reaction guy meme. Considering the fact that the most Zelda thing the most things I've done regarding Zelda are watch the entire cartoon and or A, watch the entire cartoon, and B, clear the first dungeon. Yeah, you can tell that my reaction would have been the inverse. But then again, this is the era where people were convincing themselves Wind Waker was bad just because of its art style. Haha, Jonathan. But yeah, the Bat Dracula enemies are some of the worst in Maze Madness. It was a simple case of judging a book by its cover, Eustace. Well, my first experience with Pac-Man Party was seeing someone play it on their 3DS while we were waiting for something at the kids area in church. That nowadays, whenever I think of that, I think of how the Infogrames' entertainment song sounds like it belongs there. It is a song to be it's indeed a song to behold. But anyways, I didn't know about Pac-Man Party releasing on Wii until like a couple of years later, and yeah, I definitely enjoy it. Wait. They just layered two Pac dots in front of each other. It took me until now to notice this. I'm gonna have to replay this on PS1 to see if this thing is also, if this is also present there. Don't worry, Eustace, I'll document it. But first I need to play the PS1 version. That is if I create an article for Creature Feature, which I'm gonna need my Prima strategy guide for, because yeah, I'm no good at design. I'm no good at describing levels myself, so yeah. Oh. Okay, I once tried doing the Temple of Dots trick here, but instead of having the 800 and 1600 bonuses, it was just 100. Like, I'm not even joking. No more haha Jonathans. Oh yeah, that was when they made Crash Talk, right? The only Crash games I've played are some of the GBA ones. The first PS1 game and Crash Team Racing. Of the games I played, Crash Team Racing is probably my favorite. Ah, hello, Starfy Kid. Crash Bash. I heard about that game. Well, this is the better Nintendo version of Maze Madness. Yeah, funnily enough, we were talking about how bad the Game Boy Advance version was. And it's even worse when you have the double pack with Pac-Man World. Because during the Goblin fight, when you lose a life there, it just becomes more and more glitched. Okay, here's a really annoying here's a really annoying witch key level, because literally the only pack dot that there's literally only one pack dot that's locked behind a witch key. Or was it a power pellet? It'd probably be more justified if it was a power pellet, but it's still really dumb. This is also one of my least favorite levels to do time trials on. Haha, Jonathan, I was electrocuted to death. I've gone this long and I haven't said, "Good evening, I want to jump your bones!" Because this isn't Pacula, this is Bat Dracula. Ah. Oh yeah, did I mention that these Bat Draculas suck? Literally. You see, I'm funny. I like how Pacula's only canon appearance is Pac-Man World Rally as like a background character. Stupid dog, you make my life bad. Waka waka waka. I know I was trying to do the useless Ooga Booga Booga, but my delivery made. You guys aren't going to like this, but the way I delivered that reminded me of "Let's fucking go, waka waka, friends." I hate myself. I really. Okay, now it's time to. Despite his name, this is actually the Franken Pack monster. It is a reference to that one awful Shadow Labyrinth advertisement that Namco did. Is Pac-Man going emo on us now? Okay, I got the gem of courage. Okay, that was a pumpkin poggers. Because back when I played this game, that was back when, like, 2000. This was one of my quarantine games, by the way. Let me see if I can find this garbage. Okay, looking up the Namco YouTube account. I think it was in the Spotlight series. Oh, here it is. No need to, Nick. I already have it. Anyways, Goblin time. Fun fact, I found the ROM for that 31-in-1 NES cartridge that Nitrorad talked about when he realized the Goblin name. Okay. Cutscene time.
Oh, did you want these? Well, too bad.
I like how Ms. Pac-Man is the only mute character in this game, besides the multiplayer characters. Okay, this level is really hard to do on on a touchscreen emulator. Also, this level is actually easier on this. I'd say this level is easier on N64 because of the frame rate. Because it's slightly slower, meaning I have more reaction time. God love those compressed cartridge sounds. Also, they thought it was a good idea to replace the Cleopatra theme with this on the GBA version. Hello, Maxim Hugh.
You must use the launchers to hit Mesmerelda through the tower window.
I love that cutout of Mesmerelda. Also, Rare Professor Pack voice in the N64 version. He only has a couple of lines in the boss levels, but the rest of his dialogue is just text. I can't even go anywhere. That's definitely fair. You could technically say that Professor Pack has more dialogue in Maze Madness, but not audibly. because in the cutscenes there's more dialogue than in the PS1 and Dreamcast versions. Where's the witch key? All the way on the other side, huh?
Huh? Where's my key? I can't get to my crystal ball! The gems are useless to me without it!
Okay, now I'm gonna have to... Since I made this far, I'm gonna... 100% the game.
Did the game freeze? The game froze.
Ugh. Might as well play the file that I already have. I've already unlocked everything. Might as well do the levels that I didn't collect everything in. I know I could have skipped to Mesmeralda, but I feel kind of dirty doing that. Even though these are the same levels that I've played before. It's kind of a pick your poison situation, really. Yeah, needless to say, Eustace, Yak Club games do not know what the hell they're talking about. Especially after that Pac-Man going emo on us now video. And now here's the moment you've presumably been waiting for. I like how because of a meme that I made, mass media's elephant logo has just become ascended. Nick, hello, Batman 541 DC. Yes, I saw your DM, Ivo. I have this game on both N64 and PS1. I also have a copy of the game on PS1 that doesn't work anymore, no matter how much I try to clean it, and a summer cart that has Maze Madness on it.
Well done.
Also, I was reminded of, since on the topic of the N64, this is the console that has this is the console that has the Pokemon games that I actually like. Except for Hey You Pikachu, because that game doesn't even work. I don't know if it's my microphone not being able to plug into the controller port, but Hey You Pikachu just refuses to work. Then again, I hear that game's complete garbage. But yeah, Pokemon Snap and Pokemon Puzzle League are pretty good. Especially Puzzle League.
Well done.
Yeah, the microphone barely works anyways. Oh, that reminds me. Speaking of Hey You Pikachu, on the Nintendo Power issue that had Maze Madness, Nintendo was really dedicated to shoving as much Pokemon garbage in your face as humanly possible. Like Pikachu was on the front cover, table of contents. There was a Hey You Pikachu, and there's like multiple pages dedicated to Hey You Pikachu. There was an entire Pokemon dedicated section. There was also a Pokemon anime comic. And you want to know the kicker? They gave Hey You Pikachu like a low 7, but a low 7 for a score. But they gave Maze Madness like an 8.3. So yeah, despite all the Pokemon garbage, they know that Ms. Pac-Man is better. even despite the Pac-Man 2 slander in the preview. 8.3 out of 10. Too much female aggression.
Wait, that reminds me. Didn't Ms. Pac-Man say that she is more than
Pac-Man with a bow. Might as well eat this power pellet for good measure. Oh, crap, I forgot the fruit. And yeah, I'm too stupid to... Ah. I know Eustace, and that's what I was referring to. Ah. I don't think we'll ever recover from this, Eustace. See, my favorite game consoles I own are the newer NES and SNES models, as well as the fantastic N64, which is what I'm playing Maze Madness on. I've beaten the dock so many times that I don't even know what the bare minimum is. Yeah, I forgot this is the level with the carpets. Thankfully, this is the last time we have to see them in this stream. And here's the Witch Key segment. Up there was supposed to be a golden health heart. Ah, hello, Monkrat. All I gotta say is thank you so much for spreading awareness. I'm not going to elaborate any further. Because honestly, I'm already a bit deflated as is, realizing that Maze Madness froze. but thankfully I had a plan B, my controller pack. The only PS2 games I have are Sonic Mega Collection Plus and Namco Museum 50th Anniversary. So, sorry to disappoint you. I mostly use my PS2 for PS1 games. I got the banana. I've streamed Sonic Adventure. I've streamed Sonic Story before, and I've been and if I have the patience to get up to where I was before, I definitely be down to streaming Gamma Story because he's my favorite Sonic character. Sonic Heroes, however, I haven't beaten it yet. But that doesn't change the fact that I love both games. Adventure 1 especially because Gamma. Wait. Here's a glitch that happened. The pillar's gone.
Oh, well, I still got all the fruits.
My copy of Maze Madness is haunted, I swear. I think Clyde haunted it. Okay. Let's do one of the Pac-Man levels. Oh wait, no, Freezer Burn. Because that one's pretty long. It's tearing me apart. I don't think World Error Clyde would say that, or World Error Blinky in this case, because Clyde and Blinky error. Yes, that was my impression of Martin Sherman's Clyde. The best Clyde, mind you. Yeah. I like Marty Ingalls as Pac-Man the most, yet I like Martin Sherman's Clyde the most. Martin Sherman's Clyde the most. I definitely have taste in actors. Whether it's a good or a bad taste, I'll leave for you to decide. if you're wondering my favorite Pinky voice, it is undoubtedly Mindy Lee from Pac-Man World 3. Though in a distant second place, it's whoever voiced her in Pac-Man World 2 Repack. A game you find on PlayStation on Nintendo 64, blasphemy. Well, yeah, because Namco really liked the PlayStation, as I've said time and time again. You can tell that because the N64 Namco Museum isn't even a museum. Yeah, Amelia Borella is a good voice for Pinky. Her dynamic with Mart Witten's Inky is amazing. Yeah, and despite Pac-Man World 2's World 2 repacks of voice actors having separate sessions, the actors feel like they're in the same room, all just bouncing energy off of one another, which is what Andrew Sabison said was how Super Mario World was recorded. He voiced Yoshi in that show. I'm really glad that not only does Andrew Sabison follow me on Instagram, but he is still able to do his Yoshi voice to this day. Which is something that unfortunately can't be said about John Stalker as Toad. Yeah. Oh yeah, you told me about Secret Level, and yeah, I think your reaction is similar to mine, that being, I want my 11 minutes back. Whew. Oh yeah, that reminds me of snack. Oh yeah, speaking of snack breaks, I'm surprised I haven't brought that up at all this stream. Pac-Man's voice sounds very similar to Martin Sherman's, but the ghost voices, I guess I mixed on them, but But I'm sure it'll grow on me eventually. The worst episode of Hanna-Barbera's Pac-Man is better than Shadow Labyrinth. And even then, that one's just normal bad. It's not outrageously bad. For those wondering, it's the episode that introduces PJ. Yeah, yes, Kyle, and when you get more, health by getting golden hearts. But this file already has all the golden hearts because, yeah, my game froze, so I had to go from my normal file. Want to get the last of the ghost monsters? And like I mentioned, Eustace, John Stalker cannot do his Toad voice anymore. I'm pretty sure he can still do his voice for Beastly from the Care Bears, but not Toad anymore, unfortunately. Yes, Kyle, I did call them ghost monsters because of the cartoon. I showed this earlier, but I actually got some model sheets from said show. And if I knew where to scan them, I definitely would. Because some of them haven't been documented. Mainly the ones with Super Pac and PJ. Surprisingly, well done. Yeah, yeah, I agree. He had a really nice Toad voice. I've seen some ugly raccoons in my days, but these are the worst, because they're almost as ugly as the Mario Brothers.
Those are the Mario Brothers. And if you don't let us go, you'll be sorry.
Wrong, you fuzzy fungus. I'll make them sorry. I know Big Mouth says that, but still. I just want an excuse to voice Bully again. Besides, my throat's already starting to hurt. And naturally, because of because of my surname, here's an impression of Yoshi.
Ooga booga, are you ready and hungry?
Okay, that was that. That was that level. Look at that face. Okay, I've gotten everything in Pac-Man Harbor. Well, you're better at doing Game Yoshi than I can, because I can't even do that. Ghost Quartet from those awful Pac-Man records. If you want true Pac-Man slop from 1982, yeah, the Kid Stuff records have you covered. So, here's the shortcut, thanks to the... Here's the shortcut that I invented thanks to the witch key. There's only like 2 levels that have that I'd argue have a shortcut with the witch key. This being one of them. I thought that was a different publisher who did that use this. Let me see. Pac-Man and the Ghost Figures. Yeah, that was done by Golden Books. Kid Stuff Records only released the audiobook adaptation of it. Okay, this I'm actually going to save. Where am I? Ah, here it is. And I think that'll be good enough. Now it's time for the actual finale. Wait, first we need the cutscene.
How foolish of you to return! Once I have my key back, I will place the gems into my crystal ball and rule Pac-Man!
I didn't mean for this to happen, but anyways, back to Mesmeralda. The Pac-Mania books, they are definitely in the. They're definitely in the so bad it's good category. They're much better than the Kid Stuff Records albums. Yeah, when I first heard the name Mesmeralda, it sounded kind of similar to Mesmeron. One of my personal favorites in Pac-Mania is Pac to the Drawing Board. Another favorite of mine is Pac-Man and Robin. I actually made that into a mad skit because at the time there was this trend where people were drawing their own Mad Cartoon Network skits, and mine was Pac-Man and Robin, which was basically if Pac-Man took Batman's place. That was Professor Pac, by the way. And Robin was in the Photoshopped head-on animated body type of character you'd find in a shitty Smash Unexpected video. You could say that this is Maze Madness, Kyle. Come on, breathe your fire already. It takes a while for Mesmeralda to do this. Oh, speaking of Mesmeralda, in the Dreamcast version, her eyes are completely glitched. So that's another W for the PS1 and Dreamcast versions. Ah, there it is. Well, she's definitely dead. Say the line, Professor Pac.
Esmeralda is no more. You've saved us all.
Miss Pac even does a dance there. I'm sorry, I never meant to hurt anyone, but I was under a spell. You broke the spell and saved me. Thank you. Later.
Thanks to Ms. Pac-Man, the princess has been found, and the lost worlds are open for everyone! Well done!
So, that was Maze Madness. But we aren't done yet. We got multiplayer. honestly, I really love the multiplayer for purely for how chaotic it is. Probably lower the volume a little bit. Yeah, maybe this is why Snooplex remembers more about the multiplayer. If I ever find a way to play to do net play on the N64, I'd love to play some Maze Madness multiplayer. Okay, ghost tag. Gotta be honest, Professor Pack's model looks pretty bad. Look, the pack signal! And yet, it turns into a puka. Come on. One thing I noticed is that CPUs will almost never use the warp tunnels in the bomb mode. I also noticed that the pack player is slower than the ghost monsters in this game. You see? Hey, get away from me, get away! Well, that was easy. Hey! I'm not letting a baby outrank me. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, this is... Yeah, but... Technically, the N64 version has the best multiplayer because it has no loading screens and it has 4 controllers right off the bat. Wait, Puka, I thought we were friends. Yeah, you could just camp. Well, we never got... This is why we never got Pac-Man World on N64. Yeah, during the bomb mode, yeah, you can see the computers never use the warp tunnels. Yeah, you unlock Pac Jr. by getting golden clocks in the time trial mode. Hey, out of the way. Okay, maybe they do use the. Maybe they do use the warp tunnels, but too little, too late. Got classed by a baby. Okay, now for normal Pac-Man. Ah well. They're traditionally red, but they're orange in Famista 64. I was going to get that. And now I'm starving. I'd say the best item is definitely the money bag because you get to steal five dots from each player. Anyways, next is Ghost Tag. I gotta play as Puka now. I still wish Chomp Chomp was a playable character in this game. We would have had the same crawling thing as Pac Baby. Also, this is Pac-Man versus on Temu or AliExpress on this in the Summer Carts case. Yeah, the models look so weird, especially Professor Pac. Anyways, last up is the bomb. Okay, it's one of these levels. fact Pac-Man's arms are just like little triangles. I mean, his hands are just triangles. It's really funny. Professor Pac caught dead in Pac Miami. Wait, can ghosts get shocked? That'd be really funny if they did. Well, alas, we're done with multiplayer.
Good old spatula hands. That's what Junior has.
Anyways, here's up last. We have the classic Ms. Pac-Man, but with bad sound emulation. I mean, bad sound emulation compared to emulation compared to the other N64 compilation. Hey, you hear this? This is compressed as hell. It sounds completely normal when you're playing it on PS1. Maybe Namco mandated mass media make some mandated changes to make the PS1 version seem better by comparison. Also, the classic mode doesn't seem to work on many emulators. Come on, get the cherry. I fell for the same track. The same trap. Yeah, that's definitely a plus for Maze Madness. You get to play the original Ms. Pac-Man. As much as I love Ms. Pac-Man Maze Madness on Switch Online, given how problematic it is on N64 emulators, I'd be surprised if they even pull it off. Honestly, that's part of why I love Maze Madness on N64 in particular, Kyle. Same with Namco Museum 64. I'm doing better than I thought. Next, you're gonna be saying that A Bug's Life is proof that people have evolved into bugs or something. I don't know, because Pixar theory and whatnot. The Pixar theory is okay in theory, but when it gets to stuff like that, that's when I lose interest. Get the pretzel, or cookie as Namco Museum Volume 3 calls it. Also, unlike World 2, the mazes here are actually have the correct colors. Yeah, Starford's been here since the haunted house levels. Okay, that was close. Well, oh, I still have one life. Let's see if I can make it to the chase. Ah. Huh. I did it. Okay, let's see if we can make it to the banana. I doubt it, but we can only hope. After all, bananas are some of my favorite fruits. I remember one time I mentioned that one scene from The Critic where it plays Ms. Pac-Man music, and when I talked about it, when I talked about it to my friend Eclipse, he talked about how much he loves the Act 1's theme from Ms. Pac-Man, and that was the song that played in that scene from The Critic. Okay, made it to the banana stage. Well, that just happened. Yeah, to finish off, we'll play the credits game. Just like on the peer pressure minigame proper, if you die in this or complete it without pausing a bunch on emulator, then it'll hard crash the emulator. Let's go Colgate. One of the lead developers of Pac-Man World. I don't think you actually get a star for this. Is John Holland. He actually has a YouTube account, surprisingly. No, the poles are not destroyable. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. But first, I'm gonna need to have this plays because there's something funny that shows up. You missed nobody. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, Maze Madness never dies.